How's it going, biology teachers? This is Addison Nye, the science guy, here to talk to you about interphase. Interphase is the early stages in the cell cycle, because it's the period of time before a cell will divide or go through mitosis. They typically spend about 90% of their lives here, so 10% in mitosis. And in human cells, this will last about 12 to 24 hours. The first phase in the cell cycle, or interphase, is this gap 1. Gap 1 is when the cells grow and they'll develop a little bit more, and then they'll synthesize proteins, or RNA. Here you see gap 1. It's a very large portion of the cell cycle. Next, which is sometimes a part in the cell cycle to certain cells, is gap 0. This is known as a vacation of some sorts because some cells just go off on their own to some land, who knows. And these cells are still metabolically active because they go through reactions such as glycolysis and the Krebs cycle. This is a resting place for most cells because they just go there and don't even split. And most cells go here are like nerve cells. Next is the S phase, or synthesis phase. This is known as a point of no return because once cells go here, there's no going back. This is the first checkpoint. And in this, DNA copies and the genes double. So right here you see the DNA, or the chromosomes, they start off single and then they doubled after this. And this is also a big portion of the cell cycle, just like gap 1. Next is gap 2. You will see much more growth here in development. They synthesize some more proteins, and this is the second checkpoint in the cell cycle because at this point it's preparing for mitosis, as you can see down here. So this is when the cells see if they're ready to move on to split. Right here is a great example of interphase. You see the parent cell at the start, and then this is not drawn to scale, by the way. This after a G2 phase would be much larger than this first one, and you can see right here the chromosomes were replicated, so it looks much larger, but that's because they're doubled. Next on to mitosis. Hit it, Dwane.
Alright, what's up biology teachers? This is Mr. Dwane, and in this screencast today we're going to be talking about mitosis. As you can see here, it's some pretty neat stuff. Alright, so we're going to show off a little overview of mitosis. Mitosis is simply just the process by which cells divide. The person credited with this discovery of figuring all this stuff out is Walter Fleming. Fleming was not sure how to pronounce his name, so I looked it up. People said Walter, so I'm going with it. As you can see here, his beard and mustache combo there divided, just as cells do over time. And the 90% to 10%, that represents how much time cells spent in interphase versus how much time they spend in the M phase. Spend 90% of their time in the interphase and 10% of their time in the M phase, or mitosis. And now we're going to go over the steps of mitosis. There are 4 or 5 stages of mitosis, depending upon who you ask. Mr. Yago says 5, so I'm going with that. Alright, so the first 2 are prophase and metaphase, and simply what happens there are the chromosomes become visible during prophase, and then they line up in the middle in metaphase. And I understand that this is a plant cell and this is an animal cell, but it works the same in both, and I just like those pictures of those ones. I felt they represented the processes very well, so I picked them. Alright, and now we go to anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. Anaphase is where the chromosomes split, right there, split down the middle, and they're able to do this because the DNA was copied during the interphase, which cells spend 90% of their time in. And then telophase, the 2 nuclei form. Alright, there's a picture. And cytokinesis is simply the one big cell splitting into 2 smaller daughter cells. And I suppose it's kind of hard to find a picture for that because it just looks like 2 normal cells. So yeah, that's it for this screencast. If you have any questions, Mr. Hoffman, feel free to ask or rewind the video and pause at any time. Other than that, have a good day.